My bones are brittle, but my heart is not broken.
He's a man of many accomplishments, beloved in India, but known little around the world. Since birth, this man, Sai Kaustuv Dasgupta, suffers from one of the rarest physical disorders on earth.
Osteogenesis imperfecta, which is commonly known as brittle bone disease, which has no cure.
Defeated, dejected, and depressed, it was as if one day Sai Kaustuv simply said enough. He refused to ever live in darkness again, and with the loving help of his parents and his brother, he set out to transform his life. Since infancy, Sai has suffered from brittle bone disorder, and helping him through his lengthy battle, Sri Satya Sai Baba.
Swami was very merciful. He used to give me lot of inner knowledges. I am giving myself to you only to understand the real self. Who am I? Who always saying that I am God and you are too. Swami beautifully said that my life is my message. So if he can make his life his message, why not us?
Welcome to Souljourns and to our interview with Sai Kaustuv. And following the interview, the special film of Sai's life given to us by his family. This interview was recorded on February 18, 2022 in Puttaparthi, India, in California. Dr. Sai Kaustuv Dasgupta, welcome to Souljourns. It's a pleasure having you here today. How are you doing?
Yes, with Bhagwan's grace, I am doing absolutely fine and so good to be here in this platform. So good to meet you and my loving saram to each and everyone all over the globe.
Many people all over the globe know about you, know about the challenges you've faced over life. But for the benefit of the Souljourns viewers, you know an awful lot about the rare degenerative bone disease called osteogenesis imperfecta. What's the status of it right now?
When you have the disease, the main problem comes in your bones that become so brittle due to the lack of collagen in your muscle and bones. With the easy and very soft movement also there is a chance to get fracture.
My first fracture happened when I was just 3.5 months old in my right shoulder. By the time I was 1 year old, I had suffered 3 fractures. My parents consulted orthopedic specialist. After examining me thoroughly, they said that I was suffering from a rare disease called osteogenesis imperfecta. This is an extremely rare condition and it is also called as brittle bone disease. I have already suffered more than 50 fractures till now. 50 fractures.
But already I had gone through more than 50 fracture. And interesting thing is that after counting 50, Bhagavan inspired me to stop counting of the suffering. But after 50, I told myself that if Bhagavan is with me, if God is with me, I will start counting my blessings.
One of Sai's blessings occurred when he completed one of the darker 6-year periods of his life due to his brittle bone disease, as depicted here in an award-winning video that reveals his struggles.
For 6 years, I had confined myself in a small room and did not see the sun, the moon, the sky and the trees. I was terribly depressed. It was very difficult for me. It broke me down from inside. There was no word in the English dictionary that could explain the emotional crisis I was going through. I felt it was the end of my life.
Sai, I was really impressed of your brother and your mother and your father. They made an award-winning short video in which you talk about the 6 darkest years of your life. My question is, how did you manage to come out of your depression after such a long period?
Yes, I believe that over 6 years, was sum up to today's Sai, and that was enough years for me to understand who am I and understand the goal, understand the real self, and understand who is Sai actually.
With Sai's permission, we will show this entire 10-minute video of Sai's many challenges immediately following this Souljourns interview.
Life gave me two options: to spend my whole life confined to a comfort zone, or to share this journey of an unbreakable spirit with you all. Hence chose to share my journey with you all.
You talked about in the video, and in it, you spoke about two options that you realized that you had in your life. Has that worked out completely to your satisfaction?
Very much, I am not only glad, I believe it is all the part of my story where I had to spend my life inside the small room because due to the disease, due to the criticalness of the disease, one fine morning in the 2009, I found myself immobile. I found my muscles, joints, everything is stuck, and I'm not able to move to a normal wheelchair also because I used to go for darshan every day. So for me, the last physical darshan of Bhagavan was in 2009, and I was not able to do anything because every muscle and bones were not working or functioning clearly or regularly. So my parents helped me to get sit in my small bed with a backrest, and I was thinking maybe due to the frequent of fractures, this is a side effect that happened, and I'll be all right very soon. I never expected it will be for 6 years. I could not come out of that small bed, and I had to live a life where my life was upside down and it was a black and white canvas. And I had to discontinue everything, and there was only one thing left with me. That was for the initial years was my failure of making my life normal, or rather I can say the depression or the problems. It
Mm-hmm.
was like a heavy trauma for me to accept myself without any routine, without anything. And I used to cry. I used to cry to Swami that what is the purpose of a life where there is no light, there is no color, there is no daily agenda, nothing to do for me, but rather I should, close this life and start a new life. But Swami was very merciful. He used to give me lot of inner knowledges, inner vision. So I used to cry, and I was thinking that what I am doing here. And then one day I got an inner voice. I don't know that was Swami's voice or I don't know that is anyone else's voice. But I got an inner sound which made me understand that Sai is not here to do only on his own work. Sai is here to motivate millions of people who are waiting out there and who are waiting for a smile. So I don't lose myself. For that, I have to choose an option. Unless I can choose to stay forever in the room with all the comfort zone of myself and my family are trying to give me, or rather, the second option, I can come out with lot of challenges and difficulties and set an example for the people that having issues in your body and suffering is always friend. You can still smile. You have the right to smile.
That's great. I heard on a video where you gave a talk and you referred to the fact that you now know who you really are, referring to yourself that I am Sai. Isn't this what Baba's main message was, to remember and repeat to yourself, I am no different from God?
Absolutely, that's another very beautiful question. I believe for me to understand the real self that okay, I'm Sai. It was like it took some time for me to go through different situation of my life where he handholded me to come out of the issues or come out of the problem. Because practically, I'm saying to you, sir, that a person with a disabilities, life is not a normal. Dealing with fracture, dealing with the social issues, dealing with the traumas and darkness of life, it's something very challenging to overcome, and especially when you are a person with joyful, a person love to meet people or taking everything accepted. So for me, when I saw the dark phase of my life, I was actually questioning Swami that why you did so much problems with me. You have given me a good voice. I'm a musician. You have given me a good look and feel. You have given me great family. You have given me everything, whatever I wished for, or maybe more than that. But why you made me to sit in a wheelchair? Why you wanted me to understand that what is the value of having normal life? What is the value of when you can't do anything on your own or depend to your parents for a glass of water also? What is the purpose of giving all these issues to me? And series of things happened in my life which made me understand that Bhagavan from the beginning, the day of mine when I was diagnosed with the rare disease, he wanted always me to be special. He always wanted Sai, his own Sai, to carry the message which he wanted to give to the people, the mankind. And unless he made me to sit in a wheelchair, that was not possible easily. So when I was going through the problems, you know, I want to narrate something here. Like my first fracture happened when I was just 3.5 months old.
Yes.
So 3.5 months, you can imagine how a small a baby. And it was in my right hand, and I was crying. I understand that it is really difficult for people to imagine that time, but just see a vision that a small child with 3.5 months baby is crying and his family is clueless. They don't know that why I'm crying because I'm not able to talk. And after gone for some crying and all problems, first my mother, my physical mother, came to know that my right hand is just moving, and she found must be a issue is there in the right hand. So she was the first person who made me to go to doctor, and then she was right because I had a fracture. So my mother understood my inner voice behind the crying, why I was broken my hand without saying anything. I had to know. I didn't have to say my mom that okay, I'm having a fracture. But as I was crying, she understood it. So my belief is that my idea towards becoming Sai was like that. If a physical mother can understand the pain without saying anything, so why not our Swami, who is thousand mother of everyone, can understand the pain or problems? And this is that how he wanted us to understand that after being father, mother, and brother of you, I am giving myself to you. That's how he said that I am none other than your own self, your own power, your own energy, which is the real self. We are always trying to understand the people in spiritual life are doing all the penance, sadhana, only to understand the real self. Who am I? And Swami beautifully said, you don't have to do many things. Just give your 100% to me, and I will give my 100% to you. So becoming Sai for me was very simple, to only to make me understand that my real purpose and give 100% to at his feet. We sometimes make it complicated that are we really doing Veda chantings? Are we really doing some Narayan Seva? Are we doing enough service to our Sai center? And are really Swami happy with all of these things? How could we know that? But I think Swami beautifully said that my life is my message. So if he can make his life his message, why not us?
Yeah.
Why we can't make his life our message? And that is the time now that each one of us becomes Sai, and all Sai can together make the world better with all our own purposes. And that's what he wanted to start this all free water, medical service, and free education. That was a real example he wanted us to carry forward. Through that, we all, through our own little contribution, also can do something and be an example. So my journey from the time I started in North Bengal was, it was a long journey for me from that north side, rolling down, coming to south and settled down at his feet in Prashanti. And the journey was been fully ordeal. It was full of struggle, but it was worthwhile because I met Bhagwan. I fall in love with him. I made him my dearest friend and Sadguru. And I felt more than Guru, he is the living God who always saying that I am God and you are too. So he is the one whom I see a lot of spiritual masters are there if you search in Google. But he is the one confidently say, why not you are making yourself God to remove all your problems? Because God has no problem. God has no issues. So you can make yourself Sai and come out of all your problems. So I think that's how I realized that I am also Sai and I am none other than that supreme power, the part of the supreme power. And when you are saying you are a part of supreme power, just like a droplet of an ocean, it's same energy. So we all are actually Sai. That's how I believe.
Sai Baba's greatest calling over the decades, I think, is for everybody to get to know the truth of who they really are. You've had a lot of time to think about that. Has that process of self-inquiry grabbed you in a way that helps you to see how your inner journey is the most important of any work any of us can do?
I am really sure that the people who are listening to us, they are highly experienced and I'm very tiny before them. But whatever Swami has given me the knowledge, the experiences that it is very important for us. Everyone is having some different purposes, but as you given birth to this beautiful world to appreciate the creation, after giving birth of some time, you really know the purpose. But as you grown up in the Maya, in the illusion, if your family, everyone is trying to make you understand that you are that, you are that who is, we are trying to make you, not the real self who you are. It is all a programming of our mind, which family and society are pouring over us. That you are the Dasgupta. You are not Henry. You are not anything. You are not anyone else. But you are the Dasgupta, which we always wanted to make you. And in that illusion, the life, I believe we really forget to understand who we are. And for me, in my depression time when I had nothing to do, all my education I had to had a halt, all my music I had to stop, all my passionate things were going out of my life. And I questioned Bhagavan that what is the thing you made me to give birth or why you made me to keep near you, why you made me to come near Prashanti and you have given me this life because you are now taking everything from me. So he beautifully made me understand the art of detachment, art of sacrifice, and art of self-love. Because unless you love yourself, you are very far away from your purpose. And when you love yourself, you can unconditionally or selflessly love other people, which Bhagavan always has said, love all, serve all. But how to love people when you don't love yourself? And I always understood from all the different experiences that if I born with this disease, the deformities, the first step for me to self-love is to accept. We always expect others from all the people to be a carbon copy of us, to be a copy of us. But that's a very wrong perspective of thinking that not everyone is born for to meet your expectation. So first thing to know your purpose or your real self is the self-love or acceptance attitude. So I believe acceptance is a real gratitude where you know that Sai is always there with you, but he is also making push, making some, to do something to make you understand that who you are. And until unless you understand who you are, the purpose is very layer, very far. That's why I believe, that Adi Shankara told that Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janane Jathare Shayanam. That is a very beautiful verse of Bhajagovindam, which makes people understand that we are on a roller coaster journey. We are coming again and again to the beautiful world and returning back without completing our task. And it is a ongoing journey, but Bhagavan always wanted us to come out of it and get merged with him at the refuge of his lotus feet. And unless we know how to do it, or unless we know how we can self-love and how we can purposefully meet our purpose and do what he has said, we will be coming and coming. So that's how I believe my ideology towards that purpose and knowing myself.
Sai, what are your plans for your future? Do you ever stop and think about that for a while? Is there something that you've had a burning desire to do or to become or to provide?
Yeah, definitely there are a lot of plannings for me, but I always believe to be in a short-term planner because the long-term plan I leave it to Swami because he is in the highest top floor. He can see my life road easily, but I'm in the ground floor and I don't see much ahead the road. But being in the top, Bhagavan can see the much ahead, the road onwards. But for me, if you ask the plannings, I do plan to visit outside world and to make my smile spread out over the world because I believe this smiles is a miracle of Swami and this smile would not only motivate people like us, it is capable to motivate all the able people in the able community. So I really hope to travel outside India to go meet new people, learn from them, and to spread out my smile. But there are a lot of things which I have to figure out. One of the things, the burning desire for me to fly. There are still no chances of for me in my physical condition to travel because of the issues, the system. They don't allow my wheelchair to go around in the flight. But I would like to request Swami and request all the listeners, and if you find any solution for me to go over India and visit all the places and spread out his glory and bhajan, please suggest to me, and that will be a great help.
Oh, that's wonderfully well put, and I wish you the very best. I hope your dream comes true. I'm sure others who are watching do too. In fact, if anybody who sees this on Souljourns, wherever they see it, whenever they see it, would like to come up with an idea or something that might make this dream become a reality, I would encourage them to write to me, Sai, and then I'll get the message to you. Now, one final question. What is it that you'd really like to communicate to others right now? To end this interview on the most positive note possible, how would you like to wrap it up? The floor is yours.
That's a very beautiful question. My message, or rather, Sai's message for the world, the way I see it. So, being a happiness coach of India, I have some happiness mantras which are very exclusive, and you guys are very lucky today to receive those mantras in Souljourns platform. And for that, if you really would like to get these mantras all around the world, you have to share this episode with everyone. So some of the happiness mantras which I would like to conclude with are very own of my life, are very much into in my life, and they have transformed my life till then, till now. That's how I wanted you to give this as a gift, as a token of love, this mantra. So one of the happiness mantra I would like to share with you is that never ever become judgmental. Because when we judge someone, we don't know their stories, we don't know the background. But if we are judging them with outlook, we
Yes.
are not getting the inner journey. So find the journey first, then judge. And especially, you should not judge any person having special abilities. And that became a very much common habit of people to judge a person in wheelchair. We are not here to make you understand what we can't do. People generally call us PWD, person with disability. But Swami once made me understand that world is waiting to see your abilities, not your disability. So never become judgmental. My second mantra for all of you is think out of the box and you are capable to achieve your dream. It is all the way we generally thinking and people expect us to lead one life. We always feel the relationships, the job, the family, the career, everything should be perfect. Everything should be all right. If anything is not perfect, we get it as a failure. We become failure and we feel sorry for that. We cry, we criticize about our problems. And would like to say you all that it is all okay to share your problems. You can cry, you can criticize, you can complain about your not getting opportunities in excel in life, but failure should not be an option. You should not see failure to stop yourself. It is a stepping stone to go out and do the unlimited things. That's why I always believe think out of the box and do something great you're really good at.
That's
My last but not the least happiness mantra for you all that we all are enough blessed by Bhagavan to carry his legacy, carry his messages, and to become the chosen instrument. We all are having now a responsibility to set an example how Swami had led his life, how Swami wanted to become his children, devotees are. So we have to sit back sometime because we all are indulged. We all are very much into the rat race of life. We want to achieve something. We want always comparison. I had to had a halt. All my music I had to stop. All my passionate things were going out of my life. And I questioned Bhagavan that what is the thing you made me to give birth or why you made me to keep near you? Why you made me to come near Prashanti and you have given me this life because you are now taking everything from me. So he beautifully made me understand the art of detachment, art of sacrifice, and art of self-love. Because unless you love yourself, you are very far away from your purpose. And when you love yourself, you can unconditionally or selflessly love other people, which Bhagavan always has said, love all, serve all. But how to love people when you don't love yourself? And I always understood from all the different experiences that if I born with this disease, the deformities, the first step for me to self-love is to accept. We always expect others from all the people to be a carbon copy of us, to be a copy of us. But that's a very wrong perspective of thinking that not everyone is born for to meet your expectation. So first thing to know your purpose or your real self is the self-love or acceptance attitude. So I believe acceptance is a real gratitude where you know that Sai is always there with you, but he is also making push, making some, to do something to make you understand that who you are. And until unless you understand who you are, the purpose is very layer, very far. That's why I believe, that Adi Shankara told that Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Punarapi Janane Jathare Shayanam. That is a very beautiful verse of Bhajagovindam, which makes people understand that we are on a roller coaster journey. We are coming again and again to the beautiful world and returning back without completing our task. And it is a ongoing journey, but Bhagavan always wanted us to come out of it and get merged with him at the refuge of his lotus feet. And unless we know how to do it, or unless we know how we can self-love and how we can purposefully meet our purpose and do what he has said, we will be coming and coming. So that's how I believe my ideology towards that purpose and knowing myself.
That's well put. I'm so glad I'm asking these questions. I know they're probably not the questions you're asked most often by others who have this wonderful opportunity to talk with you and interview you, but I'm so glad that you're giving full answers because people need to hear what you have to say, especially about the inner journey.
Swami has given me a lot of bhajans that I want to spread out to the world. Those compositions are very unique. Those bhajans are directly I have received from Swami through my all the life journey. And I want to spread his love and bhajans to all the community, Sai community around the world. So these are becoming like a medicine for them. And once I received these songs from him, I questioned Bhagavan that why you are giving me all the bhajan? What is the purpose? And Swami beautifully replied through inner vision that these are I'm giving you medicine for the future. When no medicine will work, my bhajans, my song will work. So you can go out and spread my glory. So during the Christmas in 2013, while working for Radio Sai, as I was into, now it has become Satya Sai Media Center. I was being a graphic designer for Radio Sai for long years. So all the designs were inspired by him, and I'm so grateful to Bhagavan for giving me the chance to be a part of this mission through my designing work, which I do with my one finger of left hand. And through one of the Christmas design, I was asking Swami that Swami has given me lot of bhajan. Why not you give me an English song which I can present you tomorrow because it's Christmas. But I know that without his will, nothing going to happen. I just prayed from my end, and next day in the Christmas Eve morning, I got this song, beautiful song, which has the message that time has come after all this COVID of darkness. Time has come to light the inner light. That we have enough light outside to celebrate our life, but time has come to inner lamp need to be lit up. So spread the love and message of Bhagavan to make yourself empowered, positive, and happy.
No,
So this song is for that message, and here it is for all of you. Thank you so much. In the silent night, stars are shining bright. We can see thy holy light in every word's heart. Oh, in the silent night, stars are shining bright. We can see thy holy light in every word's heart. We will keep thy holy light every moment, day and night. Every soul will feel thy light, thy love and light. Sing thy glory to praise the Lord. Sing thy story to spread his love. Sing thy glory to bear thy light, to fill thy light. Sing thy glory to praise the Lord. Sing thy story to spread his love. Sing thy glory to bear thy light, to fill thy light in the silent night.
Beautiful. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. Dr. Sai Kaustuv, thank you very much for regaling us with stories of your beautiful life, very successful life, and very useful life to all those with whom you share it. Take it from me, many people are going to fall in love with you, hopefully among people who have never seen you before or heard from you before. So thank your mother. I know she's there. Thank your father. Thank your brother. And thank all the thousands of people who have been encouraging you to go forward and spread the love, cheer, and joy of Sri Satya Sai Baba and his love to you, which flows through you to all those you encounter. Sai, thank you very much, and Sai Ram.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And my loving Sai Ram once again to everyone, and my pranams, my salutation of the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, whom I lovingly call Mr. Universe. And let this universe, the world, get all the positivity, love, and happiness from him. And let this souljourn meet many souls over there to find their real purpose.
Oh, that's beautiful. Sai, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And now, as promised, the 10-minute special award-winning video of Sai Kaustuv Dasgupta's life, produced by the loving members of his family, about his journey through this world.
I could hear people pitying at my condition, passing sympathetical comments.
How is your head changing? You can't walk.
For 6 years, I had confined myself in a small room and did not see the sun, the moon, the sky, and the trees. I was terribly depressed. It was very difficult for me. It broke me down from inside. There was no word in the English dictionary that could explain the emotional crisis I was going through. I felt it was the end of my life. My first fracture happened when I was just 3.5 months old in my right shoulder. By the time I was 1 year old, I had suffered 3 fractures. My parents consulted orthopedic specialist. After examining me thoroughly, they said that I was suffering from a rare disease called osteogenesis imperfecta. This is an extremely rare condition and it is also called as brittle bone disease. I have already suffered more than 50 fractures till now. 50 fractures. Fractures were very unpredictable in my case. I never knew when it was going to happen, and that was the most scary part. It is difficult to accept when you live a colorful life at first, then shift to black and white. At present, all my joints are fully fixed and I cannot walk. I use an electric wheelchair to move around my home and outside. Being born in Siliguri, a city situated at the foothills of the Himalayas in West Bengal, I found my solace at Puttaparthi in Andhra Pradesh, where I am living with my family from last 16 years. For my small mundane activities, I have to ask my parents for help. Basic things like brushing, fresh-ups, drinking water, combing, dressing, I need to ask my parents. It is to such an extent that even a mosquito bites me, I remain helpless and have to call my mother to shoo it off. During summer, drops of sweat keeps on rolling down on my face and I am not able to switch on the AC as my hands could not reach up to a remote. I cannot answer any phone calls. It goes on ringing and I had to look at it helplessly. I found a virtual keyboard in my laptop which I was not aware of. Since my hands cannot reach the laptop's keyboard, I type using the virtual keyboard. Now I type quite fast that I received the prestigious Limca Book of Records for being the fastest typing using one finger by differently able guy. All my graphic designs videos are made just by using only my index finger of left hand. Now I am an international graphic designer and have proved to the world that we must never underestimate a different level person's skill. He would create wonders that ordinary people remain awestruck. Even though I communicate with the world through my one finger, I need to wait for all my things arranged properly before I start working. My parents and brother help me with that. They are my lifelines. Sitting for a long hours at a stretch is not an easy deal, but I am not able to sit properly because of a big lump on my left thigh. For a musician, when it's important to listen the sound, I always depend upon a hearing aid to put on my right ear, as without it, all kinds of communications become mute for me. I am unable to hear anything with my left ear.
What happened, Sai? What happened?
Relax, Sai. Relax. I think you are searching for your identity.
It's okay, Sai. We are always with you.
You are special. We are proud of you.
Hey, let's get ready. We have a talk show today.
Yes, yes. You remember, na?
None of those were the nightmares or a part of an imaginative story from the past. There's a real life of mine, which I'm living every day, every moment. People call me celebrity, but while celebrating my life, I can't say when storm will come or sun rises after a dark night. Each and every challenge made me a warrior to fight against all odds. Life gave me two options: to spend my whole life confined to a comfort zone, or to share this journey of an unbreakable spirit with you all. Hence chose to share my journey with you all. My bones are brittle, but my heart is not broken. It is strong enough to continue this journey. Today, I have become an international graphic designer, a certified happiness coach, an author, a motivational and TEDx speaker, a singer and composer, an entrepreneur, 15 plus world record holder, wheelchair warrior of India, goodwill and global ambassador for family peace, and the founder of Happiness Unlimited. Do you think it's a happy ending? Then what about my rights, my dreams, my community? There is less encouragement of our disabled community. In day-to-day lives, I observe so many things which are not designed for us, like my surroundings. Public places are not accessible and are not having ramps, which makes my mobility limited. The battlefield is very tough. Life throws challenges at every moment. It is easy to share an inspirational tale, but no one ever tried to live 1% of my life which has seen various ups and downs but can stand apart with driving force to access all the abilities in this world. How long this word of inclusion will differentiate me from the society? How long parents will hesitate to support special children? Are we not enough capable to be like you all? Are we not enough good looking to walk a ramp show? Each time we are trying to break the social barriers, but society is still excluding us. No proper communication, no proper ways to fly abroad, no security to live an independent life. Yet we are here to make you understand that never be judgment. You can judge my ability because I am not only specially able, I am a limited edition. तेरी वो रफ्तार हो, रुके से भी तू ना रुके, हासिल कर ऐसा शिखर, पर्वत की भी नजरे उठे, आशाएं खिले दिल की, उम्मीदें हंसे दिल की, अब मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी, नहीं कुछ भी, आशा